Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. विष्णुपाद परम परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतशिशिम अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की समस्त गौर भक्तवृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रत्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, welcome to today's session. Today we'll be discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 14th chapter from sloka number 21st onwards. So as per our target, today we'll be finishing before first half. In first half we'll be finishing this chapter completely, 30 slokas. And in the second half, we try to do something in 15th chapter, at least 20 to 25 slokas. So then we'll be in a safe place. And actually in this also, these 30 slokas, much philosophically, only in some places we have to understand, like Siva Tattva we'll try to discuss little bit compared to other Tattvas. So what is the difference between Siva Tattva and Vishnu Tattva? So there we'll stop for some time, otherwise, so slokas are very quite straightforward and easy to understand. And translations, and also there is much commentary also is not there, only just some purpose, some points from purpose will be picked up and will go on. Navayam prabhavastam Navayam prabhavastam tvam amanu kartum Maheshwari apyayusha va kartsena ye chanye gunagrudravaha. O queen of the home, we are not able to act like you, nor could we repay you for what we have done, even if we worked for our entire life or even after death. To repay you is not possible, even for those who are admirers of personal qualities. Actually, what is going on context? So Diti was afflicted by sex desire, and because of that, she was requesting Kashyapa to satisfy her, so to relieve her from that desire. So for that she requested. Then after that, so Kashyapa is reacting for that. So from sloka number, I think 16, na? From 16 onwards, I think 16 or oh, where is he? Where we studied? Yeah? That went to from 16 onwards. So from 16 onwards, we are hearing reply from Kashyapa. Before that, she was speaking actually, okay? So how he reacted? He was not able to scold her. That means at least, so some artificial anger he could have shown, and she could have uh, guided her so to not to be inflicted by this sex desire and not to do this kind of thing, because it's odd time, evening time. That time actually they should not do this kind of things. Conjugal, that means doing sex in Sandhya time is bringing the very inauspicious results, like eating and also going for the mala visarjan and this and this. So these should not be done in Sandhya time. They has to so do meditation on the Lord through. So if they are dvijas, they will be doing so meditation on Gayatri mantra like that. So Sandhya Vandan they do. So that's why he is explaining her not to do this, but he is not able to say very strongly, and just he is trying to pamper her because it is showing that there is some weakness of heart is there. So, but that's why we are seeing Maitreya is addressing Vidura as hero. That reflecting that Maitreya is hero means here in this context, Kashyapa is not hero like, Vidura is hero. So means we should understand that here, so Kashyapa is not hero like Vidura. So that is the meaning we have heard from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and also Prabhupada is writing in his purports. So like that, he is trying to stop her by using some good words. But you see, so that is a conversation is going on, and now 21st we are here. So what he is speaking here, so he is saying that, O Queen of the home, we are not able to act like you, nor could we repay you for what you have done. Even if we work for our entire life or even after death, to repay you is not possible, even for those who are admirers of personal qualities. So here Prabhupada writes, so much glorification of a woman by her husband indicates that he is handpicked or he is talking lightly in joke. Kashyapa, that means he is joking actually, he is not so serious. Seriously didn't say actually. Kashyapa meant that householders living with wives enjoy the heavenly blessings of sense enjoyment and at the same time have no fear of going down to hell. The man is in the renounced order of life, has no wife, and may be driven by sex desire to seek another woman or another's wife, and thus go to hell. Maybe brahmacharis also. So they may get sometimes so strong urge for the sex, but they has to control that. They should not go with the another woman. Then they will go to hell actually. So this happens actually, because how we feel hunger by not eating, same way, so one will be getting the appetite for, if Prabhupada says, it's an appetite for sex actually. So one has to control. There is no another remedy actually, by engaging himself in various devotional activities. They will not get? If we commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name, so we'll discuss some other time if we have some time for discussing of offenses. Like some offense, seventh offense, for other offenses we will not go to hell, but for the seventh offense we will go. Because of this heart will become so hard. That means someone engages Bhakti Maharani to clean his bathroom. Our heart is like toilet. So if we engage her to clean that, and we are becoming on the strength of the bhakti, we are again and again, if we do sinful activities, then our heart will become so hard. And such a people, Jiva Goswami writes in Bhakti Sandarbha, so Yamaihi Nashudyati, in that seventh offense, Yamaihi Nashudyati. That means even Dandadharaha, that means Yama, even if they go, they will be severely punished, but still they are not purified actually. So they have to go for this kind of punishment, life after life, to hundreds and thousands of lives. So because they are doing this sin and also thinking that, okay, anyway, I am doing devotion, no problem. It's okay, it's go on, it will go on. Like that, if it became casual, and it is becoming casual, and on the strength of the bhakti, he is thinking, okay, it's chalega, itna tak to chalega, itna tak to chalega, तो हो जाएगा, फिर भी हम भक्ति कर सकते हैं। मान इसका अर्थ क्या है? भक्ति महारानी साफ कर देगी। तो ऐसा सोचकर यदि हम लाइक दिस इफ वी कीप ऑन कंटिन्यूइंग, our heart will become so hard actually, and he will not eligible to get the reciprocation from bhakti. That means the joy, that means the spiritual joy and also bliss. And by seeing the Vaishnavas becoming happy, by studying Bhagavatam becoming happy, this kind of sensitiveness will go out. Heart became so hard actually. It stop reacting for the things, for the devotional things. It will not react. So then he will become very dry, and only maybe even if he do out externally some sadhana, but internally he is kokla हो गया already. कोई मजा नहीं उनकी हृदय में। वो कर्म की जैसे भक्ति करते हैं, जैसे like कर्मी लोग, people they will be doing their job and then after that they are getting the results and they are becoming so happy. Such a karmic nature will be appearing in his heart actually. He will be generally doing this, okay, he will do sadhana and he will show this, yes, I am distributing these many books and I am the great, yes, what are you are doing, what is this, what that, like that, so hard-hearted person, and no bliss in his heart. And also he cannot share such a bliss to others also. And it will become like that. Because why he is doing? Just to maintain his prestige. He may do some external services. But internally कुछ नहीं, कोकला है। भक्ति का जूस है नहीं एक्चुअली, जूस नहीं मिल रहा है उनको। बिना जूस वाला है। तो then what kind of juice he can give to others? No, actually. So that's why one should be very careful in avoiding offenses. So one should be very sensitive path. Bhakti line is very sensitive and very soft line this is. And if you are not careful, you will immediately fall down from this place. And since we are staying with the Vaishnavas, lot of advantage is there and lot of attention also is needed. Very much attention. Okay, we'll discuss if we get some time that.
Somebody is committing sensual activities, then can he still perform bhakti again?
Definitely, what will happen after the 1000 lifetimes, you will get suffering. Then the intensity of the offense will reduce. Like what will happen? The intensity will be reduced. Offense will be there, but intensity will not be there. Then in that heart, once again he started bliss, feeling the bliss of the bhakti. So.
This is later. I am saying now, currently, like today he committed something. Can again he do bhakti in this life only? Again, can he do?
It can. But he has to. He has to cry for that like anything. Whatever he did, gone. Already scarred है हृदय एकदम जकड़ गया होता, तो पत्थर बन गया होता। वो जो नहीं रोएंगे, अपना जो भी गलती के लिए रोएंगे नहीं, वो अनर्थों को रोकने में असमर्थ होते तो भी रोते हुए वो उसको धोने की प्रयास करते रहना है। और हाथ पैर पड़ना चाहिए वैष्णवों की और भक्ति का और होली नेम का, और बार बार होली नेम जप करना चाहिए। ऐसा मूड रहना चाहिए। ऐसा नहीं कि चलता है अंधे बैल की जैसा, एकदम ऐसा भी चलता है, क्या है, कुछ नहीं होगा, मैं देख लूँगा। क्या देख लेगा तुम? कुछ नहीं देख लेगा तुम। ख़त्म हो जाएगा उसका भक्ति जीवन, एकदम आर्टिफिशियल डिवोटी बन जाएगा वो, सिंपली। यस। Sense gratification, yes. Sense gratification is in the
boundaries of scripture.
Yeah. Very good. Good question. This is a point he raised actually. It's a good point. So under the dharma, if one does the sense gratification, then being in the aspirant of the pure devotion, anyabhilasha sunyu has to be maintained. But he is doing, that means like one should not actually, truly speaking, while while doing any service, we should not seek for our pleasure actually. If we seek for our pleasure, that itself is against the serving Lord. It's a prostitution. Vyabhicharata is coming in Ananya Bhakti. Because we have to be purely for the Lord's pleasure only. So then he has to repent for that. So for that also he has to repent. Otherwise he can become a Sakama Bhakta. Not a sinful man, but he is a Sakama Bhakta. Then in that case, then he cannot achieve the higher goal. Pure love will not come actually. He will be getting some opulence then. Some liberation he will get. Not the Krishna Prem. So that is also not good. Against the, but he is not committing sin, but he is not crook like the first case. Sinful man. But that is also not allowed, na? Sanya Vilasas. And we will stop. Okay. Let me, 30 slokas are there. You can happily ask questions, but my syllabus will not be finished. And then I have to be responsible for this. Let me finish. Because there is no ending. If you keep on discussing many points from many places, it will come. But there should be some. Vanshodhan Prabhu also told, there is no ending for the discussions, and there is also important thing is you should finish your syllabus. So you should not stuck into that discussions and go on 1 hour and then syllabus is not finished. That is also. Okay, it's sorry Prabhu actually. Okay, please. Some other time we'll discuss. The man in the renounced order of life, you can read Madhuri Kadamini, there you can see these offenses at least. And also Bhakti Sandarbha offenses, 256th Anucheda. There you can find all these details. Bhanu Maharaj is there and yeah, simple actually, simple book. In other words, the so-called men of the renounced order who has left his house and wife goes to hell if his again desires sexual pleasure, knowingly or unknowingly. In that way, the householders are on the side of safety. Therefore, husbands, if some sannyasi is there, Krishna also explains in the first 6 chapters. If someone mityacha, that means someone controls the external senses, working senses, but manasa smaran, samityachara eva saha. So then he'll become mithyachari. That means he is externally he became sannyasi, and he is externally controlling his senses, working senses, but with mind he is thinking about the sex life and the material desires. Then he will be mithyachari. Pretender, he will be mithyachari. So that's why in that perspective, so Krishna there also he says, better to be a householder who controls his senses and is able to successfully offer the results of his work, and his mind is controlled. That householder is more better than the mithyachari sannyasi. We have seen in the 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So same way here also, here we are seeing in the Prabhupada's purport. Even if they engage themselves in repaying the woman, it doesn't mean that so Grihastha life is encouraged here. That means if someone is very much afflicted with the sex desire and not able to stay, then for them it is said. Not all husbands are as able to appreciate the good qualities of their wives. But even though one is able to appreciate these qualities, it is still not possible to repay the debt to the wife. Such extraordinary prizes by a husband for his wife are certainly in the mode of Jada actually, they has to be properly handled. Women and children has to be properly handled. They are controlled properly. And too much appreciation will be also leading to many problems. Atapi kamametam te prajatyai karavanyalaям yatha mam nati rochanti muhurtam pratipalaya. Even though it is not possible to repay you, I shall satisfy your sex desire immediately for the sake of begetting children. But you must wait for only a few seconds so that others may not reproach me. The henpecked husband may not be able to repay his wife for all the benefits that he
he derives from her. But as for begetting children by fulfilling sexual desire, it is not at all difficult for any husband unless he is thoroughly impotent. This is a very easy task for a husband under normal conditions. Husbands satisfy नहीं कर पा रहे पत्नियों को because health is not there, and because of this society is getting deviant. This is happening actually because they are not all the time they are sitting in chairs and physical strain, physical work. Then after that, like how the body is getting weak, na, so that also will get weak. Everything will be getting weak. Then, but woman is desiring more and more sex, and man is not able to give. That's why this whatever the environment is modern, the way of lifestyle is really dangerous for all the ways. Previously, woman is also used to वो पीसने के लिए चक्की चलाती थी और कूटती थी और उसके बाद झाड़ू लगाना सभी माने कोई भी उस समय एक ग्राइंडर्स नहीं था, मिक्सर्स नहीं था, वॉशिंग मशीन नहीं है. वुमेन भी फिट रहती थी, मैन भी रोज़ हर दिन वो खेत ही जाते थे, खेत में काम करते थे, पूरा फिट रहते थे. तब एंजॉयमेंट भी बहुत अच्छा पीकली एंजॉय करते थे. अभी तो now they are not able to enjoy because family life, whatever the pleasure they want to derive, they are not able to derive, and that's why they got frustration and they are getting the divorces. And to keep on changing is not the right idea, no? Actually. Changing the own situation is best. Huh? Yeah, it's very important, Varnashram. Otherwise, there is no solution. They cannot be, they will become mad. And before marriage itself, their masturbation they are doing, and liters of is out already. So what they will do actually? After marriage, nothing. So no outcome, and not able to do anything actually. This is happening because of bad association in colleges. Women also is becoming the wild. Previously they used to have lajja and shame. So now they are not. They are shameless. Shame is the ornament for women, that is also missing, and because of this they are becoming so much shameless, and these are becoming the man is becoming so. Finally, everything is collapsed. In spite of Kashyapa's being very eager, he requested her to wait few seconds. So why he is asking to wait? Because it's not a right. He is explaining what are the reasons. So what will happen immediately if they do sex, what will happen is explained. Yesha goratama vela ghoranam ghora darshana charanti yasyam bhutani bhuteshanu charaniha. This particular time is most inauspicious because at this time the horrible looking ghosts and constant companions of the Lord of the ghosts are visible. शाम का समय में तो गोस्ट चलता रहता है एक्चुअली. Purport: Kashyapa has already told his wife Diti to wait for a while, and now he warns her that failure to consider the particular time will result in punishment from the ghosts and evil spirits who move during this time along with their master lord Rudra. One second. एतस्यां साध्वी संध्यायां भगवान् भूतभावनः परितो भूतपरिषद्भिर्वृषेणाटति भूतराट. Lord Shiva, the king of the ghosts, sitting on the back of his bull carrier, travels at this time, accompanied by ghosts who follow him for their welfare. Lord Shiva or Rudra is the king of the ghosts. Ghostly characters worship Lord Shiva to be gradually guided toward the path of self-realization. Mayavadi philosophers are mostly worshippers of Lord Shiva, and Sripad Shankaracharya is considered to be the incarnation of Lord Shiva for preaching godlessness to the Mayavadi philosophers. Ghosts. So that's why Shankaracharya, Lord Shiva only came in the form of Shankaracharya and he made a one net. मछली को पकड़ने के लिए कौन सा मछली जो भगवान को स्वीकार नहीं कर सकते हैं जो someone who wants to reject the Lord to trap them to catch them he made a net of what Mayavada philosophy and they all got attracted for that so that's why so they all will be sent to the so like that they are helping Lord Shiva is helping Vishnu to identify who are the offenders of the Lord let them catch and send them to the hell. So this is a service done by Lord Shiva in the form of Shankaracharya. Ghosts are bereft of a physical body because of their grievously sinful acts such as suicide. The last resort of the ghostly character in human society is to take shelter of suicide, either material or spiritual. Material suicide causes loss of the physical body and spiritual suicide causes loss of individual identity. That means someone who marries in the Brahman, he lost spiritual identity and then it is spiritual suicide. And someone so leave his body, then it is a physical suicide. Mayavadi philosophers desire to lose their individuality and merge into the impersonal spiritual Brahmajyoti existence. But Mayavadis, can they go into Brahman? Can they merge? No, impossible actually. Why? Because of offense. What is offense? Considering Krishna as? No. Product of Maya. His body is out of Maya. If they are considering like that. So that's why Lord is also Ye yathamam prapadyante tam sadhaiva bhajamyam. If you think my body is material, okay, your body also will be, you will be getting all the time material body. If you consider, if you identify my body is transcendental, if you identify this truth, then you will also get the transcendental body. So that means whoever is committing offense or whoever is so committing offense by thinking that Lord's body is out of Maya and they will be offending the Lord, so that's why they will not get even Brahman realization also. They will be getting the material body again and again. So Lord Shiva, being very kind to the ghosts, sees that although they are condemned, they get physical bodies. He places them into the womb of women who indulge in sexual intercourse regardless of the restrictions on time and circumstance. Kashyapa wanted to impress this fact upon Diti so that she might wait to for a while. So जो लोग गलती से मैंने शाम का समय जो संध्या समय if they do sex then Lord Shiva is sending all these ghosts into that whom now you get the body. At least you can save your he is arranging some opportunity. तर्हि सम्मुखत्वमात्रं वर्जनीयमिति चेत् तत्राह श्मशाने यश्चाक्रानिलः वातमण्डली तत्र धूलिधूम्रः विकर्णो विक्षिप्तो विद्योतो द्युतिमान् जटासमूहो यस्य सः भस्मान्. इधर नेक्स्ट श्लोक का है क्या? श्मशान चक्रानिल धूलिधूम्रा विकीर्ण विद्योत जटाकलापः भस्मावगुणठामलरुक्मदेहो स्त्रिभिः पश्यति देवरस्ते. Lord Shiva's body is reddish and he is unstained, but he is covered with ashes. His hair is dusty from the whirlwind dust of the burning crematorium. He is the younger brother of your husband. And he sees with his 3 eyes. He is a younger brother. Huh? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Lord Shiva is not an ordinary living entity, nor is he in the category of Vishnu or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is far more powerful than any living entity up to the standard of Brahma. Yet he is not an with equal level with Vishnu, since he is almost like Lord Vishnu. Shiva can see past, present, and future. One of his eyes is like the sun, another is like the moon, and his third eye, which is being his eyebrow, is like fire. He can generate fire from his middle eye and is able to vanquish any powerful living entity, including Brahma. And he doesn't live pompously in a nice house, nor does he possess any material properties. Although he is the master of the material world, he lives mostly in crematorium, where dead bodies are burned, and the whirlwind dust of the crematorium in his bodily dress. He is unstained by material contamination. Kashyapa took him as his younger brother, because the youngest sister of Diti was married to Lord Shiva. Sati, actually. The husband of one's sister is considered one's brother. By that social relationship, Lord Shiva happened to be the younger brother of Kashyapa. Kashyapa warned his wife, that because Lord Shiva would see their sex indulgence, the time was not appropriate. Diti might urge that they would enjoy sex life in a private place. But Kashyapa reminded her that Lord Shiva has three eyes called the sun, moon, and fire. And one cannot, this is Vishwanath Chakravarti's commentary, one cannot escape his vigilance any more than one can escape Vishnu. Although seen by the police, a criminal is sometimes not immediately punished. The police wait for the proper time to apprehend him. So the forbidden time for sexual intercourse would be noted by the Lord, and Diti would meet with proper punishment by giving birth to a child of ghostly character or a godless impersonalist. Kashyapa foresaw this, and thus he warned his wife Diti. Actually, Lord Shiva is almost like Vishnu Tattva. So, Chaitanyam is total two types. One is Jiva Chaitanyam, another is Ishvara Chaitanyam. Ishvara Chaitanyam is once again two types. One is Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. Another is Maya Sparsha Sahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. Rahita. Rahita and Sahita. So who is the Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanyam? That means Chaitanyam is grossly two types. You can say. So one is Ishvara Chaitanyam, another is Jiva Chaitanyam. So what is the difference between these two, Ishvara Chaitanyam and Jiva Chaitanyam? It is limited to only body, but it is all pervasive, and this Chaitanyam is Sarvagnaha. Sarvagnata is there in this, and in the Jiva Chaitanyam there is no Sarvagnata. And once again, this Ishvara Chaitanyam is two types. Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanya and Maya Sparsha Sahita Ishvara Chaitanya. This is Vishnu. And this is Shiva. And Jiva Chaitanya is also once again two types. One is Prabhu? Purusha Avataras? All are Rahit. Only Shiva is Maya Sparsha Sahita. That means Shiva can be influenced by Maya. That is the point. And Jiva Chaitanyam is also once again two types. Avidya Avruta, That's all the the humans, demigods, animals, all this will come. And avidya anavruta. Avidya anavruta. Avidya. Avidya anavruta. This is also once again two types. One is induced with the charged with the Shaktis, various Shaktis. Another is which is not charged. That means liberated. What are those liberated? That's liberation is also, you can see. So, Saguna realization and Nirguna. That means merged into Brahman is one kind. And another is, so became as a Parshada. Adil, so Sarupya or Salokya or otherwise become, got the Parshada Deha. Those are all comes under this. Okay? So, Avidya Anavruta Jiva Chaitanyam, another type is, so those will be given with the charge actually. Some extra, that means like Avesha Avataras. Like in the case of Brahmaji, he is a Jiva Chaitanyam, but he is given with what? Creating power. He is given with the creating power. And Narada Muni, Bhakti Shakti. And Prithu Maharaj, ruling power. Kriya Shakti. It's a Kriya Shakti. And like this, Jatish Kumara's Gnana Shakti. All Jivas, but they are given with this. Yeah. Vasudev not every time. This time he is avatar. He is special, this Vasudev. In 28th Manvantara, this, whenever Krishna appears, that Vasudev is very different. But other Vasudevs in okay, Jiva. So like this, one should understand that in Shastra, according to Shastra, if one considers Lord Shiva is only Ishvara and Vishnu is not Ishvara, is also offense. And if one considers that Vishnu is only Ishvara and Shiva is not Ishvara, it is also offense. You are understanding? If anyone considers that Lord Vishnu is only Ishvara and Shiva is not Ishvara, they are also offenders. And Lord Shiva is only Ishvara and Vishnu is not Ishvara, they are also offenders. One should consider both are Ishvaras, but there is a difference. That difference is, one is Maya Sparsha Rahitam, another is Maya Sparsha Sahitam. So that's why in the first canto, second chapter, 23rd sloka, so we see, so Sattam Rajastama iti Prakruter Gunaha Tair Yukta Eka Ihasya Datte Hari Virinchi Hareti Sangaha. So there we see one, that means Supreme Personality of Godhead accepted three. That's Gunavataras, na? This say. What is the difference between these three? So there also we see Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva. There, so Vishnu is controller of Sattva Guna and Brahmaji is controller of Rajoguna and Shiva is the controller of Tamoguna. So that's why he can do destruction. And Brahmaji, Rajoguna, he controls and he can do creation, Shiva, Vishnu. So he can control the Sattva Guna and he can do the maintenance. But what is the relationship between these? So Shiva is also what? Sometimes he can be simply Jiva Tattva also, but in general, Ishvara Tattva, but not the qualitatively. Qualitatively, if you see, it's not like the Ishvara Tattva of Vishnu. So what kind of relationship Shiva is having with the Tamoguna? Sanyoga Sambandha. Yoga Sambandha. What about the Brahmaji? That spark, that Tattva is what? Jiva Tattva. But what kind of Sambandha is have with the Rajoguna? Samyoga Sambandha. And Vishnu is purely, that means Parabrahmatvam. Vishnu is also is a Swamsha. In that Swamsha, Parabrahmatvam is directly visible. So that means it is also Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. So what Sambandha he has with the Sattva-guna? Sanyoga Sambandha? No. What? Samipya Sambandha. That means from far distance he controls. He cannot be touched by Sattva-guna. But these two are afflicted by Rajas and Tamas. And that's why his body is, Vishnu's body is purely transcendental. But what about the Brahma and Shiva? Their body is not transcendental. No. It's not. So there is a sparsha is there. Samyoga means this pen and this mobile, you have what sambandha now? Sanyoga sambandha. Like if you see the threads in the cloth, so what sambandha cloths and thread have? Not. Samavaya sambandha. Like this, these various kinds of sambandhas are possible. Okay. So anyway, that is main point is sanyoga sambandha they have. That means Shiva's body is not transcendental and also he is afflicted by tamoguna. That means gunas, modes, maya. Maya can influence. So we can see that's why in the guna, in Bhagavatam also somewhere we see he is, by gunas he can be influenced. And exactly sloka I am not remembering. So this is, so with this consciousness one should worship, respect the Shiva. Otherwise he is offender. If one considers Shiva is completely independent from the Lord, then it is also offense actually. All the names, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, all these names are belongs to whom? Krishna only. These are all names of Krishna only, but like all the powers are belongs to the king, but he will be distributing his powers to the different ministers, and also he is giving the name also for them. You are so and so minister, you are so and so minister. Similarly, all the names are belongs to Krishna only. And like Shiva, Brahma, everything is belongs to him only. And those names he will be giving to the different entities for the sake of ruling this. And also he will be giving the certain potency to them. So that's why originally names are belongs to Krishna only. If anyone think that these names are independent from the Lord's name, Krishna, then that is also offense actually. And but those are given to those, to Indra. Indra, who is Indra? Actually Krishna is Indra. But now that is given to, so some Jivatma as a Indra post and given with some potency with that. With that name and some potency is given, the controlling potency. So then he is able to rule the demigods. So but originally everything belongs to Lord. So but if anyone worship then Indra, as he is Krishna, this Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that Krishna only this Indra. Like this if you worship, then this is right or wrong? Huh? Indra is Krishna. No, Krishna is Indra here. So one think that Vishnu or Krishna is the Supreme and everything is he only, and now this Indra is also that Vishnu only or Krishna only. With the, like that if you worship, it is right or wrong? It's right. This is known as Pratikopasana. By that what he will be getting? He will be getting the liberation. But if someone worship Indra is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he is only the proprietor and he is giving everything, then that is wrong. If one worship Indra, so is nothing but that means Vishnu only this Indra. This is a pratiko ekatvena, pratatvena, bahutvena. These are three ways: ahangrahopasana, pratikopasana, and Viswarupopasana. This is explained in the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So what is the meaning of pratikopasana there? Vishnu is the Parameshwara, and that Vishnu is this Surya or this Chandra. Like that individually if you worship these demigods, so those are all known as pratikopasana. So by that what they will be achieving? They will be achieving liberation. But someone worship Indra is only the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what will happen? They are Alpamedasa. They will be going to Indra Loka and getting the Swarga enjoyment and coming back. There is no liberation for them. So, if someone worships Shiva as Gunavatar of the Lord, there is no problem. It is not against the principles of pure devotion. And if someone worships Shiva as Ishwara Tattva only, but it is Maya Sparsha Sahita Ishwara Tattvam, if someone worship, and which is not independent from the Vishnu, Krishna, then there is no problem. If someone worship in Shivalinga also see Krishna and he worship Krishna, that Krishna, He is antaryami of everything. That is also not wrong. If someone worship Vishnu, Krishna, Shiva as the Vaishnava, it's also not wrong. So these are the ways actually. So the offense will not happen.
Why one will go for Pratikopasana? Prabhuji, he will understand that Krishna is the supreme. He will directly approach Krishna.
Yeah.
He will go for some.
Some are attracted to that form of that vibhuti of the Lord, and they will worship. But he thinks that so Parameshwara is Krishna or Vishnu, Parameshwara, but so he worship that Vishnu only this Surya. So that's why Krishna is explaining there is a Pratikopasana is also. And someone see that all these demigods, so Vishnu is only all these demigods, they are not different. Like that all the demigods at a time he worship. That is known as Vishwarupopasana. They all get the liberation. Why they will get liberation? Because they are worshipping ultimately absolute truth. Yeah. Last?
When we are saying Shiva is Maya, is saying because Shiva is like that.
No. That is his nature is like that. So Tattva is like that. And he is controlling Tamoguna. And he has Sanyoga Sambandha with the Tamoguna.
So means
How can we prove this point that Maya is saying?
Bhagavatam. Details if you want, you can read Madhuri Kadambani, there he explains. And if you want this Sanyoga Sambandha, these things in details, commentary you can see on first canto, third chapter, 22nd chapter, 23rd sloka. Their commentary is explained. These things you can get there. And even if you want even more details, then Paramatma Sandarbha you see. Paramatma Sandarbha, first he will be explaining about Purusha Avataras. That means then after that Guna Avataras it will comes. There you can see. Okay?
So, when we are talking here about Shiva, the extension which is in this universe,
What that mentioned?
extension which is in this universe,
This universe. Not so that's.
What is that avidya, anavruta category? Two categories.
Avidya Avrita and Avidya Anavrita. Avidya Avrita means we, all. And Avidya Anavrita is like liberated souls, or otherwise like Chatushkumaras, Prutumaras, all these. These two categories. One is charged with the Shakti, another is just liberated.
There you also have two months.
This is liberated. Lower is 1 second to merge into the Brahman and Saguna. That means they got the body. Like in the Salokya, Sarupya, they get body. They get the body, or otherwise they get the Parshad Deha. If they do devotion, they get Parshad Deha. If they do just liberation, for Salokya Mukti they work, so they will be getting the body like Lord. Okay.
so Prabhuji, we go for darshan to different Jyotirlinga.
Uh.
So there, Lord Shiva is worshipped as a Pratikopasana or how?
That depends upon our devotee. That depends upon devotee.
And Prabhuji, you mentioned that Lord Shiva is Sahita Mystic comes in contact with material.
Because that Ishwar Tattva is not not fully Ishwar Sparsha, Maya Sparsha Rahita is not. So that's why it can be influenced by Maya.
But we say he is transcendent.
No. If he does bhakti, then he is transcendental. Anyone does bhakti, then he is transcendental. But that Ishwar Tattva is the characteristic.
If Vaishnava method he must be transcendent.
That's why I'm saying if you do bhakti, then he will become transcendental. Even we can also become transcendental. So what about he? So even Jiva also can become transcendental. That is because of bhakti. But what is the tattva? Like Jiva tattva, like the Shiva tattva, that is being discussed. That is not purely Ishvara tattva, like Vishnu. And if he does worship, then he can also transcendental. And he cannot be influenced by Maya because of bhakti, not because of Ishvara tattva. Prabhu, okay, please. Na yasya loke swajana parova natyadruto nota kaschid vigarhyaha pranapavidda ashasya mahejam bata bhukta bhogam ashas mahejam. Lord Shiva regards no one as his relative, yet there is no one who is not connected with him. He doesn't regard anyone as very favorable or abominable. We respect, we respectfully worship the remnants of his foodstuff and we all accept what is rejected by him. Here actually he said to Diti, Kashyapa is saying to Diti, see, this your brother's, your sister's husband is my brother and he is watching, so we should not do this kind of thing. And it's a offense towards him if we do like that. He is clearly explaining this. And also further he is saying, Nanu smashanadi sandaha katam aso rochite yadi rochite tadasmakam durvruttamapi rochite kincha yadi devara ityuchite tada अस्मत् सदृशयेव असौ कथम एतावद् आदर विषयः स्यात् तत्राह न यस्यति महानुभावत्वात्. अरे ये तो नेक्स्ट श्लोक के चले गए. Which, what is the sloka we read? Na yasya, na? Na yasya loke, here 25th sloka this is. This is 25th. Na yasya loke swajanaha parova na atyadruto nota kinchidgara. Vayamrate. What? Actually in the previous sloka what we read, he lives in Smashana and he is having the three eyes and watching everything. ननु श्मशानादि संबंधः कथम असो रोचते. दिति पूछ रहे हैं कि she is asking how he likes to stay in smashanas. So even if he likes to stay there, so tad अस्माकं दुर्वृत्तम अपि रोचते. अरे तो स्मशान में रहने वाला को तो इसका काम भी अच्छा लगेगा ना. हम लोग अभी जो करने वाले हैं तो गंदा है तो गंदा बात भी अच्छा लगेगा. यदि रोचते तदस्माकं दुर्वृत्तम अपि, हम लोगों का जो बैड चीज है वो भी उनको अच्छा लगेगा. किंच यदि, and also you are saying he is my sister's husband, that means she is my devar. Sorry, he is my devar. So यदि devara ityuchite tada asmat sadrusheva, that means he is also like us then. And why we have to give so much respect for him? You're understanding? She can ask these questions, like Vishwanath is bringing the Purvapaksha actually from her side. So she's also there like you, and she's my sisters, my younger sisters. Sati is the last daughter actually. And Sati's husband means he's there to me, he's very young, he's also like us. Katam yetavad adara vishaya. Then why adara means respect? Why he is object of so much for the respect? So in reply to this, Kashyapa is saying this sloka. Nayasya loke swajanaha. Hey Diti, what do you know about him? He is Nayasya loke. In Kili, for him there is no swajana and no paraha. Natyadritaha no nota kaschid vigarhaha. So like that he keep on saying this sloka. Lord Shiva regards no one as his relative, and there is no one who is not connected with him. So previously said Devara, now he is saying then Diti can ask. Then immediately he is saying, of course he is Devara, but he is also not to attach to anyone and no one is relative to him. He doesn't regard anyone as very favorable or abhavanimal. So like that he is explaining this sloka. Atra bhukta bhogam iti yat charanapa viddam iti cha loka shikshanaya tasya kadachit kim leela malambya siddhantitam. Prabhupada is writing in the purport. Other devotees, that means, thus the remnants of foodstuff left by him are accepted by other devotees as Mahaprasada or great spiritual foodstuff. The remnants of foodstuff offered to Lord Krishna are called Prasada, but when the same Prasada is eaten by great devotees like Lord Shiva, it is called Mahaprasad. So that's why one should offer Lord Shiva Prasad, not directly Bhog. When you offer directly Bhog, then that's not right. So prasad should be offered to him, then that will become Mahaprasad. Next sloka. Yasya navadya charitam manishno grunyanti. Prabhu charging. Grunantya vidya patalam bibhitsavaha nirasta samyatishayopi yat swayam pishashacharyamacharadgati satam. Although no one in the material world is equal to or greater than Lord Shiva, and although he is unimpeachable character is followed by great souls to dismantle the mass of science, he nevertheless remains as if a devil to give salvation to all devotees of the Lord. Lord Shiva's uncivilized, devilish characteristics are never abominable because he teaches the sincere devotee of the Lord how to practice detachment from material enjoyment. He is called Mahadeva, or the greatest of all demigods, and no one is equal to or greater than him in the material world. He is almost equal with Lord Vishnu. That means he is also Ishwar Tattva. Shiva is also Ishwar Tattva, Vishnu is also Ishwar Tattva. Almost only the difference is Maya. That's why Shiva also is Sarvagna, Sarvavyapi, he knows everything. So, but only point is, he can be affected by Maya. Although he always associates with Maya, Durga, he is above the reactionary stage of three modes of material nature. And although he is in charge of devilish characters in the mode of ignorance, he is not affected by such association. So what it means, nature is Maya's Parisha Sahita Ishwara Tattva only, but he is a great devotee of the Lord. Because of this devotion, he is above the modes of material nature. So in that way, we have to understand the glory of the bhakti. Because of that, he is above the modes. Next, hasanti yasya charitam hi durbhaga swatma ratasya vidusha samihitam yairvastramalya bharananurlepanai swabhojanam swatmatayopalalitam. Unfortunate, foolish persons, not knowing that he is engaged in his own self, laugh at him. Such foolish persons engage in maintaining the body which is eatable by dogs with dress, ornaments. और भी कुछ डायलॉग्स बोलो बीच में, बोलता हूँ अभी. इसकी पहले क्या बोले हैं, वो भी स्मशान में रहते हैं, तो हम लोगों की जो इसे एक्टिविटी उसको तो पसंद हो गया. और उसकी पहले आप उनको देवर बोले, तो दीदी बोल रहे ना, तो वो तो देवव्रत इतना बड़ा, उनके लिए सोचना क्या है। तब क्या बोले कश्यप इसके लिए उत्तर? ये तो साधारण नहीं है, ये इनके लिए कोई मित्र नहीं है, कोई शत्रु नहीं है, ये महान है, ऐसा बोल दिए है उस श्लोक में। न यस्य स्वजना स्वजनाधिर नास्ति ईश्वरत्वेन सर्वत्र, क्योंकि वो भी ईश्वर है। तो ईश्वर है, लॉर्ड शिवा भी, जीव विश्वनाथ इज राइटिंग, ईश्वरत्वेन सर्वत्र साम्यादिति भावः, so he is equal to everyone. So then after that Diti is raising one question, that means before, that means 26 sloka before that, you can make a background like this. Tasya api digambarataya sadaiva striya saha mitinu bhuya tishtitah चिता भस्मा स्थिति भूषणस्य सर्वं सच्चरितम अहम जानामि इति तत्र कुमनीषिणी इति दिते मत्तः सकाशात् तच्चरितस्य तत्त्वं शृणु इत्याह। इतना सुनने के बाद दिति तो एक बात बोल सकती है ना, अरे वो भी दिगंबर हैं, हर वक्त अपना स्त्री को अपना गोद पर बिठा के बैठते हैं, तो वो भी तो मिथुनी भाव में है, तो माने पत्नी के साथ ही रहते हर वक्त, तो वो भी नंगा होकर, तो और उसके ऊपर शरीर के ऊपर भस्म डाल के बैठते हैं, और उनका माने क्या सच्चरित्र है उनके पास, और उनको बहुत बड़ा इतना रेस्पेक्ट क्या देना है, ऐसा बोल सकती है। उसी को रिप्लाई में ये 26 श्लोक आ रहे हैं। तो कश्यप बोल रहे क्या अपराध कर रहे तुम इस प्रकार, कुमनीषिणी हे दिते, तो आपका बुद्धि भ्रष्ट हो गया ओ दिति, ऐसा कर कर उन्होंने 26 श्लोक में, इन द 26 श्लोक ही इज एक्सप्लेनिंग अबाउट द तत्वम ऑफ द शिवा, दैट मीन्स यस्य अनवद्यम अनिंद्यम चरितम, लॉर्ड शिवास कैरेक्टर इज व्हाट, इज स्पॉटलेस, तत्सर्वम मनीषिणः एव आदरेण गृह्णन्ति ते संसारात् मुक्ताः भवन्ति। So whoever is glorifying him, they will be liberated. Here it is said that why he is liberated? If one see Shiva as Gunavatara and if you worship, then he will be liberated. Otherwise, Gunavatara of the Lord, like that if you worship, he will be liberated. But if someone worships Shiva as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then he will not be. He will be seeing the 4th canto actually. That Bhrigu will be giving the curse. Whoever is worshipping Shiva, they will become Pakhandi. So as per the scriptures, if you worship Shiva, also you will become Pakhandi. Why? Bhrigu's curse is applicable to whom? Those who worship Shiva as Supreme Personality of Godhead. But as per Shastra only, as in the way it is described in the Shastra, to worship him if you worship. But if they see Shiva as Supreme, then they are all Pakhandis. So that's why here one should worship him as a Gunavatara of the Lord, and then only will be getting the liberation. Whatever the Kashyapa is saying, so we should take it as, so worshipping Shiva and they will become samsarat muktaha bhavanti. He is saying, getting liberated from the samsara means what we should take here. So they are worshipping as Gunavatara. So that's why here Jiva Goswami also says, Gunavatara, with that drishti only, if you worship, then only he can be liberated. Next. And also in the 27th, Yetu nindanti te samsara baddhaha bhavanti. But whoever blasphemes Shiva, they will become attached to this material world. Durbagaha na kasyapi anukampa hityardha swatman swatmani Sri Krishne ratasya. So because Shiva is swatmani ratasya means, swatmani means what you should take, Sri Krishna. All the time he is meditating, Shiva is meditating on Krishna. And he is in the samadhi. Many times you go into the samadhi and he lost himself also. Samihitam cha idam samichina gandha pushpa vastra abharanadini mat prabhoh bhagavataha eva arhanam iti tasmai dattanyataha naham upabunje ityevam rupam. Why Shiva is not wearing the clothes? Because all these, whatever the different beautiful, that means gorgeous, these clothes and these offerings should be belonging to my Lord and not to me, and that's why he became naked actually. This Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is writing. That is the mood of Lord Shiva. So, my Lord is given with all these things. Samichina Gandha Pushpa Vastra Abharanadini Mat Prabhoh Bhagavatah Eva Arhanam Na Tu Mama. मेरे लिए नहीं, वो भगवान के लिए. तस्मै दत्तान्यतः, उनके लिए ही देना चाहिए. सो अतः ना हम उपभुंजा, इसीलिए मैं उसको भोगूंगा नहीं. तो इसीलिए कोई भी शिव को देंगे डायरेक्टली तो फिर भी वो नहीं लेते हो. तो उनको सोचते हैं कि तो मूर्ख है, ऐसा क्या कर रहा है, ऐसा सोचेंगे. तो उनको जो मांगेगा देगा, लेकिन असतोष है. लेकिन बट ही इज नॉट हैप्पी विद दैट. बट इफ समवन ऑफर प्रसादम टू हिम, then he will accept that. Then that will be becoming Mahaprasad. So that's why he became naked. Yaihi durbagaihi swabhojanam sunam bhojyam shariram swatmataya ayameva atma iti buddhya vastradibhi ropalalitam. So who will worship him as Supreme Personality of Godhead? Those who worship their body as, which is कुत्तों से खाया जाने वाला इस शरीर को बहुत बड़ा समझता है, वैसा लोग ही तो शिव को तो भगवान है करके वर्शिप करते हैं, ऐसा बोलते. नींद आ रहे हैं क्या सबको? ट्रांसेंडेंटल स्लीप, मेडिटेशन लाइक शिवा. ब्रेक ना? अच्छा, ओके, परपुट पढ़ के छोड़ देंगे. Lord Shiva never accept any luxurious dress, garland, ornaments or ointments. But those who are addicted to the decoration of the body, which is finally eatable by dogs, very luxuriously maintain it as his self. Such a persons don't understand Lord Shiva, but they approach him for luxurious material comforts. There are two kinds of devotees of Lord Shiva. One class is the gross materialistic, seeking only bodily comforts from Lord Shiva, and the other class desires to become one with him. They are mostly impersonalist and prefer to chant Shivoham, I am Shiva, or after liberation I shall become one with Lord Shiva. In other words, the karmis and the gnanis are generally devotees of the Lord Shiva, but they don't properly understand his real purpose in life. Sometimes so-called devotees of Lord Shiva imitate him in using poisonous intoxicants. दारू पीते हैं और जंग पीते हैं. Lord Shiva once swallowed an ocean of poison, and thus his throat became blue. The imitation Shivas try to follow him by indulging in poisons, and thus they are ruined. The real purpose of Lord Shiva is to serve the soul of the soul, Lord Krishna. He desires that all luxurious articles such as nice garments, garlands, ornaments and cosmetics be given to Lord Krishna only, because Krishna is a real enjoyer. He refuses to accept such luxurious items himself because they are only meant for Krishna. However, since they don't know this purpose of Lord Shiva, foolish persons either laugh at him or profitlessly try to imitate him. इसलिए उनको देने से भी वो कहाँ रखेंगे, वो तो शिवलिंग है, कौन सा ज्वेलरी कहाँ रखेंगे. तो he doesn't want to accept such opulent things, but Krishna will accept everything. Thank you very much. So 10 minutes break. 12:32 Gayatri Way. Next 1 hour, another 20. Then we will be. Yeah? Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Brahmadayo yat kruta setu pala yat karanam vishwamidam cha maya agnakari yasya pishacha charya aho vibhumnascharitam vidambanam. Demigods like Brahma also follow the religious rites observed by him. He is the controller of the material energy which causes the creation of the material world. He is great and therefore his devilish characteristics are simply imitation. So not only we, Brahma also worship him. Like that he is saying. Lord Shiva is the husband of Durga, the controller of material energy. Durga is personified material energy and Lord Shiva being her husband is the controller of material energy. He is also incarnation of the modes of ignorance and none of three deities representing the Supreme Lord. One of the three deities representing Supreme Lord. He, as his representative to Lord Shiva, is identical with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is very great. Okay, next. Maitreya Uvacha. Saivam samvidite bhartra manmathonmatitendriya jagraha vaso brahmarshir vrishiliva gatatrapa. तो क्या की तो Maitreya said, Diti was thus informed by her husband, but she was pressed by Cupid for sexual satisfaction. She caught hold of the cloth of the great Brahmana sage. धोती पकड़ के खींची. My God, just like a shameless public prostitute. Rushila Iva. Rushila Iva. Rushila means public prostitute. क्या बोल रहे बहुत ज्यादा हट करके. By the rules and regulations of the scriptures, whereas the other is unrestricted in sex life and is conducted solely by the strong sex urge. Although very enlightened, Kashyapa, the great sage, became a victim of his prostitute wife. Why? She is not able to control her and expressing her desire, and it is even after saying so many good words, she was not able to control. That's why she said that prostitute. Such is the strong force of material energy. Next. Saviditvata bharyayastam nirbandam vikarmani natvadishtaya rahase tayathopavishahi. Understanding his wife's purpose, he was obliged to perform the forbidden act, and thus after offering his obeisances unto worshipable fate, he lay with her in a secluded place. It appears from the talks of Kashyapa with his wife that he was a worshipper of Lord Shiva, and although he knew that Lord Shiva would not be pleased with him for such a forbidden act, he was obliged to act by his wife's desire, and thus he offered his obeisances unto fate. He knew that the child of born such a untimely sexual intercourse would certainly not be a good child, but couldn't protect him because he was too obligated to his wife. In a similar case, however, when Thakur Haridas was tempted by public prostitute at the dead of night, he avoided the allurement because of his perfection in Krishna consciousness. That is the difference between a Krishna conscious person and others. Kashyapa Muni was greatly learned and enlightened, and he knew all the rules and regulations of systematic life. Yet he failed to protect himself from the attack of sex desire. Thakur Haridas was not born of a Brahmana family, nor was he himself Brahmana, yet he could protect himself from such an attack due to his being Krishna conscious. Thakura Haridasa used to chant the holy name of the Lord 300,000 times daily. So in the next sloka, actually in the purport, I think he writes, Kashyapa was a impersonalist. Okay. Athopasprushya salilam athopasprushya salilam prananamya vagyatah jayam virajam brahma jyotis sanatanam. काम हो गया. इसके बाद thereafter the Brahmana took his bath in the water and controlled his speech by practicing trance, meditating on the eternal effulgence and chanting the holy Gayatri hymns within his mouth. साधु क्या हो गया साधु? सभी अभी हिंदी अकल में आ गया सबका, अभी उनका भी आ जाता है. देखिए दीदी का भी. As one has to take bath after using the toilet, so one has to wash himself with water after sexual intercourse. गृहस्थों के लिए ये, ब्रह्मचारी के लिए भी यदि किसी तो स्वप्न दोष होते तो स्नान करना चाहिए. Okay, especially when at a forbidden time. Kashyapa Muni meditated on the impersonal Brahma Jyoti by chanting the Gayatri mantra within his mouth. When a Vedic mantra is chanted within the mouth so that only the chanter can hear, the chanting is called japa. But when such mantras are chanted loudly, it is called kirtan. In Bhakti Rasam Sindhu we have seen. So the Vedic hymn, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, can be chanted both softly to oneself or loudly. Therefore it is called Maha Mantra or the great hymn. Kashyapa Muni appears to be an impersonalist, not a pure devotee. Comparing his character with that of Thakura Haridasa as referred to above, it is clear that the personalist is stronger in sense control than the impersonalist. Explained in the Bhagavad Gita as Paramdrishta Nivartate. One ceases to accept lower grade things when one is situated in a superior condition. One is supposed to be purified after taking bath and chanting Gayatri. But the Maha Mantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly in any condition, and he is protected from all the evils of material existence. Ditistu vriditate karma vadyena bharata upasangamya viprarshim adho mukabhya bhash. नीचे करके बोलने लगी. वो son of the Bharata family, Diti, after this went near to her and her face lowered because of her faulty action. She spoke as follows. दोनों का एग्जाम्पल है. पुरुषों के लिए एग्जाम्पल है ब्रह्मा जी, स्त्रियों के लिए एग्जाम्पल है दीति, जो अपना इंद्रियों को कंट्रोल नहीं किए हैं और प्रमाद हो गया. ये दोनों का एग्जाम्पल शास्त्र में पढ़ते हैं. When one is ashamed of an abominable action, one naturally becomes down-faced. Diti came to her senses after the abominable sexual intercourse with her husband. Such a sexual intercourse is condemned as prostitution. In other words, sex life with one's wife is equal to prostitution if the regulations are not properly followed. It's not that the only brahmachari is fallen. अभी गृहस्थों को भी यदि बिना रेगुलेशंस का, उसको भी रेगुलेशन है. स्त्री का भी जब ऋतु स्नान होता है उसके बाद ही वो समागम कर सकते हैं. Then only children. But after that 15 days get in the ऋतु स्नान, so if they do sex, there will be no children, and doing sex is completely avoided. It's equal to the prostitution. Hey, you don't know? So, women, they get the dates, 5 days, then after that they take bath, they clean their body, and they will request their husband to have sex to get children. That's the right time. Even days, if they do intercourse, then they will get the male child. In odd days they do, they get female child. Yeah, numbering 1, 2, 3, from 5 you should 5 plus next day 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. Even days boys? Girls. In future, if you want, in future, if you want to give suggestion to anyone, this knowledge is useful for you. I note it. Huh, Prabhu? No, it works, Prabhu. It works. Husband is more potent and he will get male. Female is more potent than female. That means these are all factors so which can influence the baby's gender. Even days and more powerful than baby. Maybe even days but not powerful than girl baby. Ditiruvacha name garbhamimam brahman bhutanam rishabho vadit rudraha patirhi bhutanam yasya karavamaham saham. Hamhasam. The beautiful Diti said, my dear Brahmana, kindly see that my embryo is not killed by Lord Shiva, the Lord of all living entities, because of the great offense I have committed against him. अभी होने के बाद केस है एक्चुअली, पहले होना है. अभी थोड़ा समय आप सबको फ्लाइट में ले चलूंगा, ठीक है. Diti was conscious of her offenses and was anxious to be excused by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva has two popular names, Rudra and Asatosh. He is very prone to anger as well as quickly pacified. Diti knew that because of his being quickly angered, he might spoil the pregnancy she had so unlawfully achieved. But because he was also Asatosh, she implored her Brahmana husband to help her in pacifying Lord Shiva. For her husband was a great. In other words, Lord Shiva might have been angry with Diti because she obliged her husband to transgress the law, but he would not refuse her husband's prayer. Therefore, the application for excuse was submitted through her husband. She prayed to Lord Shiva as follows. Namo Rudraya Mahate Deva Yograya Midhushe Shivaya Nyasta Dandaya Druta Dandaya Manyave. Let me offer my obeisances unto the angry Lord Shiva, who is simultaneously the very ferocious great demigod and the fulfiller of all material desires. He is all auspicious and forgiving, but his anger can immediately move him to chastise. Evam samshayaneva stuvana swadainyam darsheti tasmad abhayam prardayate. Bhamo bhagini patihi urur anugraho yasya saha vyadasya nirdayasyapi sati patir iti strinam svabhavam sa swayameva vetti iti suchayati. So she is saying here, this next sloka, and she is saying, Paschatapavati pranamati rudraya mam rodishyate kimva mama rut rodanam krupaya dravayishyate duri karishyate. She is saying Rudraya, Namo Rudraya Mahate. So what is the meaning, the intention behind this saying Rudra is, Rudra means what? The one who makes others to cry, or otherwise the one who removes the krandanam, that means to cry of others by his mercy. In both meanings comes, Rudra means. So that's why she is using the word Rudra and expressing that maybe he made me to cry or he may take away my grief. Like that. And Yato Mahate Devaya Mahaparadam Kshamishyamanaya. And also she is saying Mahate Devaya. That means you are a great Lord. That means I did my offense. And please forgive my offense. With this intention, she is addressing the Lord as what? Mahate Devaya. And Kimva Ugraya. Madgarbam imam hanishyate kimva midushe man manorata shakinam कृपामृतेन अभिषेक्ष्यते. तो और एक संबोधन यूज किया ना उन्होंने, क्या है? उग्राया. उग्राया मीन्स नाउ आई डिड ऑफेंस and without following my husband's words, I forced him. So because of this offense, maybe he may kill my embryo, that means my garbha, or otherwise midushe, maybe he may give his krupa and may bless me. Maybe he can definitely bless because he is a Shiva. That means Nirasta Dandaya. Shiva means very auspicious. Or otherwise Kimva Druta Dandaya. That means, but he is the holder of the Danda. So maybe he may give punishment to me because Yataha Manve Manyu Swarupaya. And also he is what? Manve means who is having a lot of anger. So like that, expressing, that means feeling her, that means in her heart the different options, and appropriately she is mentioning the names of Shiva here. Rudra, and also Mahate Devaya, next Ugraya, next Midushe, next Shivaya, next Nyasta Dandaya, next Druta Dandaya, and Manyave. Nyasta Dandaya means he is not with the rod of chastisement. Maybe he may save me. Druta Dandaya means no, he is a holder of the Danda, he may punish me. Manyave, maybe he definitely punish because he has lot of angry. So like that she is expressing here. Next sloka. Sasana Sana Prasida Tambhamu Bhagavan Urvanugraha Vyadasyapyanukampyanam Strinam Deva Sati Pati. Let him be pleased with us, since he is my brother-in-law, the husband of my sister Sati. He is also the worshipable Lord of all women. He is the personality of all opulences and can show mercy towards women who are excused even by uncivilized hunters. Now what she is, how he is glorifying? Evam shamshayanyam darsheti. In this sloka she is expressing her to dinata, that means. So in this prayer she is showing, she is saying that Bhamo is addressing Lord as Shiva as Bhamo. Bhamo means, Bhama means Bhagini's husband. Oh, he is my sister's, Bhagini means sister, my sister's husband. Maybe he can forgive me. Next, Uru Anugraha. Uru Anugraha means, Uru Anugraha, Uruhu Anugraha Yasya Saha. That means the one who has lot of mercy. Definitely he can forgive me. That means he is very much worried, anxiety. Now what Lord Shiva will do to my embryo and my baby is in my stomach. Vyadhasya nirdhayasya. Also, Vyadhasya anukam. Vyadha means nirdhayasyapi. That means he is forgiving the Vyadha. And Sati Patihi. He is my sister's husband and Sati's husband. That means he definitely knows the nature of this three woman. He will definitely knows the nature of woman. So that's why maybe he can forgive me. Sa swayameva veti suchayati. That means when she say Sati Pati, like here in the Sati Pati, that is the intention behind this, of the, what is the intention of the Diti behind this word Sati Pati? That means she is thinking that, so he is the knower of the woman's character. So maybe definitely he may forgive me because he knows her wife very nice. I am also woman. That's why Strinam Deva also she said. So next, translation, Lord Shiva is the husband of Sati, one of the sisters of Diti. Diti invoked the pleasure of her sister Sati so that Sati would request her husband to excuse her. Besides that, Lord Shiva is a worshipable Lord of all women. He is naturally very kind towards women, on whom even the uncivilized hunters. Kaun hai pad rahe? No, please don't. also show their mercy. Since the Lord Shiva is himself associated with women, he knows very well with their defective nature, and he might not take very seriously Diti's unavoidable offense. Okay. So that's why Diti remembered her childhood worship of Lord Shiva and begged his mercy. Maitreya Uvacha Swasargasyashisham lokyam ashasanam pravepatim Nivrutta sandhya niyamo bharya maha prajapati. Maitreya said, the great sage Kashyapa thus addressed his wife, who was trembling because of fear that her husband was offended. She understood that he had been dissuaded from his daily duties of offering evening prayers, and she desired the welfare of her children in the world. She also repenting for this, then praying for this, whatever happened. Kashyapa uvacha aprayatyadatmanaste doshan mohurti kaduta mannideshati charena devanam chati helanat. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your minds being polluted, because of defilement of a particular time, because of your negligence of my directions, and because of your being apathetic to the demigods, everything was inauspicious. अभी तो उनके ऊपर डालने वो भी तो है. He could have stopped, no? He could have boldly said. So Prabhupada was also writing, no? So that's why they will be getting the punishment now. The conditions for having good progeny in a society are that the husband should be disciplined in religious and regulatory principles, and the wife should be faithful to the husband. So that's why before having a child, so they should have garbhadana samskara. As per the Daiva Varnashrama Dharma, so there should be cleaning of garbha. So by chanting the holy names and by following the strict, like in the case of Mother Aditi, so she was doing the Payovrata. Then after that Lord appeared. The same way, if they follow the proper samskaras, garbhadana samskaras, and they clean their existence, their womb, because when you want to invite Lord, so we have to clean our place and the altar and everything. Na? So similarly, when you invite the Vaishnavas, Param Vaishnavas, you have to clean your everything, surroundings and also your house and everything should be clean. Then only the Vaishnavas will come. Otherwise, who will come? Demons, ghost will come. In that womb, ghost will be coming, taking the body actually. We are waiting, who got already suicide, who did suicide previously, those will come and take, and they will be always doing in that. So after taking birth, there will be a lot of pain to the parents. So that's why, for the better society, there is a very much need of samskaras, garbhadana samskara. And if we don't do garbhadana samskara, and then ghosts are taking the as a, even in the Vaishnavas case also, if they don't follow the regulatory principles and properly they don't prepare to have intercourse and so to invite a soul, then what will happen? Ghost will come and those ghosts are joining in our gurukuls and they will make once again nonsense actually. Like elder boys are doing abusing with the younger boys, doing the homosex. It happened actually in the past. A lot. Abusing. Not only teachers abused, but also the elder boys abuse his younger boys. These also complaints are there, hundreds in our gurukuls, so-called previously gurukuls. So why? Because even devotees also, if they are negligent about this, taking the proper regulatory principles, so then this can happen. And also one more thing, they has to be carefully make them to not to commit the offenses. So when they are more than 12 years age, then the offenses started beginning. So then their offenses will be considered. These boys will become so reckless and careless towards the Vaishnavas because of so much familiarity. They keep on teasing them, senior Vaishnavas. From the childhood, they have a lot of familiarity. And then that will lead to the offenses, and also they are, most of the boys, they are out from devotion actually, devotee children also, because of not taking proper precautions in their devotional life. So because there is no proper dealing of Vaishnavas. Even in the case of the that means brahmacharis who are staying in the ashram also, if they are not properly taking care of So it's very easy to be kicked out from association. It will very easily happens. That is the major reason actually. Then one will get the attraction towards the woman and they'll be out actually. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said that sexual intercourse according to religious principles is a representation of Krishna consciousness. Before engaging in sexual intercourse, both the husband and the wife must consider their mental condition, the particular time, the husband's direction and obedience to the demigods. According to the Vedic society, there is a suitable auspicious time for sex life, which is called the time for Garbhadana. Diti neglected all the principles of scriptural injunctions and therefore, although she was very anxious for auspicious children, she was informed that her children would not be worthy to be sons of a Brahmana. Daityas will come, Ditis. She is having the demonic mentality at the time of sex. That's why her sons also will be Daityas. Diti's sons are known as Daityas, who are very demonic. There is a clear indication here in that Brahmana's son is not always a Brahmana. I say, yeah, very good point. Actually, you can see in the 9th canto also so many places. So king is, like you see, Manus, Vaivastha Manus, 10 sons. So out of some sons became the Kshatriya, some became Vaishya, some became even Brahmanas, like that. So caste is not based upon birth. Caste is based upon the qualities. Personalities like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu are actually born of Brahmanas, but they were not accepted as Brahmana because their fathers didn't follow the regulatory principles for their birth. जो भी रेगुलेटरी प्रिंसिपल फॉलो नहीं करेंगे तो ऐसे ही उत्पन्न हो जाएंगे. Such children are called demons or rakshasas. There were only 1 or 2 rakshasas in the previous ages due to negligence of the disciplinary methods. But during the age of Kali, there is no discipline in sex life. How then can we expect good children? Certainly, unwanted children can't be a source of happiness in society. But through the Krishna conscious movement, they can be raised to the human standard by chanting the holy name of God. That is the unique contribution of Lord Chaitanya to human society. सब तो एकदम demon ही demon. Only because of this holy name we are now here. Still everyone is struggling to not to be, huh? Yes. Yeah. Gurukul also, yes, good. That's I also thought. And the reason is their offenses from the childhood, that mentality very strongly is there, and they are not very properly given with the proper attention and association, and that became seriously in future. That's why many people, they are always having the rings here and lot of long hair and like this here and see this kind of gurukulis. Funky gurukulis actually is. Yeah. Tattoos, all these tattoos like this. No. It's in a very difficult situation actually. No Gurukul we have. Without Gurukuls actually you cannot. ये सभी क्या ना इधर तो ये यूथ प्रीचिंग मैंने ऑलरेडी बना चीज को लिया ना, इतना परफेक्ट निकलता नहीं. ये बिगड़ गया चीज है एक्चुअली. ये बीच के ये ओरिजिनली मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑलरेडी ओके, डिफेक्ट्स निकल गए, उसको डिफेक्टेड चीज को लेके थोड़ा सही करने के चक्कर है. लेकिन ओरिजिनली ताजा बेस्ट बनाना है तो गुरुकुल से ही होता है एक्चुअली, है ना प्रभु. तो ये सभी तो ऑलरेडी सब इतना अफेक्टेड हो गया है ये ब्लू फिल्म्स के लिए, इसके लिए, उसके लिए, पोर्नोग्राफी के लिए, सबका एडिक्टेड है. नशा का, स्त्री का, बहुत लोगों स्त्री से संग भी किए हो सकते हैं ब्रह्मचारी लाइफ कृष्णा कॉन्शियस आने के पहले. ऐसा भी उन लोगों को अभी लेके हम लोग कुछ प्रयास तो कर रहे हैं, घीस रहे हैं एक्चुअली. बट बेस्ट प्रोसीजर इज व्हाट? गुरुकुल इज एक्चुअली. From childhood, if they are getting trained as a brahmachari, then they can give a lot of contribution to the society for this movement. That's what Prabhupada wanted. But only the main problem why Gurukuls are not so successful, because we don't have teachers, trained teachers. गुरुकुल माने क्या है एक्चुअली? बिल्डिंग है क्या? गुरुकुल माने 4 दीवार बनाना, खड़ा कर दे फट करके, एक छत डाल दो, गुरुकुल है, कल से बोर्ड लगा देंगे. ऐसा नहीं होता है. गुरुकुल माने any is like Gurukul or any college or anything is teachers. Very well trained teachers are important. We are not investing our energy in creating teachers. Then only if we invest the energy in creating proper teachers, and if we take the time for the at least 5 to 10 years, like a lot of youth preaching is happening. In that youth, they should foresee as himself as a Gurukul teacher, and let him take this austerity and study various shastras deeply and be disciplined under the certain gurus. Then such a qualified teachers can run Gurukul also very successfully. But if there are no focus on the teachers, creating the teachers, just we are having the ambition we should have Gurukul, then it will not be successful. Where are the teachers? Tell me. Even we don't have much teachers for Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vedanta also. There are no much teachers. Many are not interested in teaching, because in teaching you will not get so much recognition. और बहुत घीसना भी पड़ता है, रोज 5-5, 6-6 घंटा घीसना है, तो उसके आउटपुट भी आपके पास नहीं रहता है, क्योंकि टीचर मीन्स यू टीच एंड गो समवेयर एल्स. So what will happen then? No recognition. But in the preaching, you'll be claiming the manpower and money power. That will give you a lot of maza. So that means I am the controller of these boys. I am the controller of this project. That selflessness, a Brahmanical quality means selflessness. And he has to be selflessness, not like Kshatriya actually. So he should be selflessly serve and accept the austere life. So one should be accept austere life, live simple life, and not accepting the opulent things, and lead a simple life, and be selflessly teach and control his senses, control his mind, study the scriptures deeply, understand it, practice it, and teach it. Such a qualified people are required. Then the society shape will change. But aggressively we are claiming for the power. That means we are inspired by our leader. He is having this much power. I should have more power than this. For in terms of money and in terms of manpower, then our ambitions will be leading to frustration only. But there is no stable and peaceful happiness and growth of the society. So that's why one should, at least some Brahmanical tendencies we are having, they should prepare themselves as to be a teacher and contribute, pour your bread to change the understanding and the philosophy of the society and the basics. Teaching definitely will take a lot of pain, because every detail you should know. Lot of details. It's not that you can just like that easily it can be done. Many details, and every detail and everything you should know and explain, take the time. So that's why qualified teachers are required for even in this kind of courses, and also for the Gurukuls, and also for Varnashrama college. Even Varnashrama college, we didn't train the people, and we just said that we took the piece of land and just now, okay, tomorrow onwards we will be on the farm and we will be doing. But without training how to adjust themselves to the land and with cows. And there is no proper transition period, and there is no proper training. Just you immediately took someone strange to this land and cows and kept there, and it's failed. Then you are saying that is a failure of this concept is a failure, they say, but concept is not failure, but the implementation is a failure. Prabhupada said that Varnashrama college is needed, and every temple should be having a Varnashrama college. And first train, after preaching, first 4 movements we have: Sankirtan movement, temple worship movement, initiation movement, and classless society. So Sankirtan we do, temples we invite those people whom we attracted in the Sankirtan. So then give them some basic, that means knowledge about the Lord and Bhakti, then make them serious, then give the initiation. Then after these people has to be shifted to the rural communities where they can practice nicely Bhakti. Unless they has to get the Dhrada Shraddha, they should be in Varna Ashrama Dharma. It's must, mandatory actually. And we are also took a lot of time, we are actually not able to understand the importance of Varna Ashrama Dharma in our life, in our devotional life, where it is needed. Actually we say Bhakti is beyond the modes, means what? bhakti is beyond the modes, and what is the qualification for that, and how the varnashrama is stepping stone, how it is useful. This kind of complete understanding also is needed actually, because of improper and we are bits and pieces we are seeing here and there, and based upon that we are speculating some process of the bhakti in our mind and thinking that this is only right. That's why in this way there are a lot of, so diversified understandings about the our actual path of the bhakti process. This is also lead to that means disagreements between the leaders is also not good actually. That's a thorough understanding of the Shastra definitely will help us and bring the everyone to the one conclusion, and it will help in cooperation. So that's why there is a need to have youth preaching, and also we need to have teachers for Gurukuls, we need to have teachers for Varnashrama college, and everything if it goes nicely, then properly the city people can be preached and they can be settled in a systematic with the land and cows, peaceful environment. They consume their energy for progressing in bhakti. So Prabhupada is writing, that's why here Garbhadana Samskara, without that there is no hope future. That means if you already who are got habituated, even if he does bhakti, these habits, that's anartha, that's a sukruta, dushkruta or tanarthas, these will be keep on pushing him, and very much it is a urge, he'll be keep on coming and pushing, and he is struggling for that. But people who are trained from the childhood as a brahmachari, they are very different actually than the sorry, yeah. Next, bhavishyatastava tava bhavishyatastava bhadra abhadre jataradhamau lokan sapalan strin chandi muhurakranda ishyataha. Kashyapa is explaining about now these boys, how those will be outcome. The haughty one, you will have two contemptuous son born of your condemned womb. Unlike human, they will cause constant lamentation to all three worlds. Contemptuous sons are born of condemned womb of their mother. Actually, woman also, is you think Varna Sankara means not only physically she is doing the sex with someone else and then she is producing children from him and then he is treated as his person, so by her husband child. That way is Varna Sankara. Not only that, even subtly mind also, if she thinks, so some boyfriend, she is not able, she already, while in education in the school, she loved someone and she is remembering always that boy, that lover, and she is doing that means samsara with another person, husband, and she is in her heart, if some other man is there, then from her also Varna Sankara will come. This much. And Varna Sankara voice will be produced. Heart also, if it is not clean, so then that means her heart is not only for her husband. If there is no chastity in her mentally also, then there is Varna Sankara boys. Demonic boys will be produced. And all these demonic boys will be doing the lot of disturbance to the society. And those only will be coming to the colleges. And those you are trying to preach. And you will be struggling like anything. So it will become very difficult actually. That's why don't we work on we always say in the DOS also, we should go for the root solution in the root cause, not for the temporary. This is a temporary patchwork actually. But root cause means creating such a well-trained, that means grihasthas, so who are doing the Garbhadana Samskara and producing nice children, and after that Gurukul they are trained, and such a people if we get in our movement, and those will be taking this movement to the heights. So please think for that also. That doesn't mean that I'm not asking you to get married. All brahmacharis should be brahmacharis. In Bhagavad Gita it is said, When there is a deliberate negligence of the regulative principles of religious life, the woman as a class become polluted, and as a result, there will be unwanted children. This is the Prabhupada statement, you see. If regulative principles is violated, the time also is important, and also consciousness is also important. If someone is there, and in his heart also someone is there is a Varna Sankara. Chastity is very much important. This is especially true for boys. If the mother is not good, there can't be good sons. Why? Boy get the qualities from mother's side, and girl get the qualities from father's side. And father's mother qualities will be coming to the girl, and boy's mother's father, like in the case of King Vena. Yeah, that's why mother is very important. Proper field is important to produce nice crop. The learned Kaspa could foresee the character of the sons who would be born of the condemned womb of Diti. Because Diti became demonic. She was grabbing the dhoti of Kashyapa, pulling. She was pulling like a prostitute. The womb was condemned because of the mothers being too sexually inclined and thus transgressing all the laws and injunctions of the scriptures. ऐसा मत बोलिए कि अभी दीदी को ज्यादा इच्छा है तो लड़की आना चाहिए, लड़का क्यों आया? Huh? Yeah. Kashyapa is also not less actually, you should understand. In a society where such women are predominant, one should not expect good children. Praninam hanyamananam denanam akrutagasam strinam nigruhyamananam kopiteshu mahatmasu. They will kill poor, faultless living entities, torture women, and enrage the great souls. Demonic activities are predominant when innocent, faultless living entities are killed, women are tortured, and the great souls engaged in Krishna consciousness are enraged. In a demonic society, innocent animals are killed to satisfy the tongue, and women are tortured by unnecessary sexual indulgence. These are all the symptoms of demonic society. Tada Vishweshwarah Kruddho Bhagavan Loka Bhavanaha Hanishyatyavatyasyasau Yadadrin Shataparvadruk. At that time, the Lord of the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the well-wisher of all living entities, will descend and kill them, just as Indra smashes the mountains with his thunderbolts. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Lord descends as an incarnation to deliver the devotees and kill the miscreants. The Lord of the universe and of everything would appear to kill the sons of Diti because of their offending the devotees of the Lord. There are many agents of the Lord such as Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Goddess Durga, and Kali, who can chastise any formidable miscreants in the world. The example of mountains being smashed by the thunderbolt is very appropriate. The mountains next. Ditiruvacha Vadam Bhagavata Sakshat Sunabodara Bahuna Ashase Putrayor Mahyam Ma Krudyat Brahmanod Prabhu. Diti said, it is very good that my sons will be magnanimously killed by the arms of the personality of Godhead with his Sudarshan weapon. O my husband, may they never be killed by the wrath of Brahmana devotees. मैंने अपना पति की कर्ज से ना उनको कुछ हो जाए, लेकिन भगवान की हाथों में मर जाए तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि then they can get the liberation. And she is thinking that by that she can also get this some sukruti. When Diti heard from her husband that the great souls would be angered by the activities of her sons, she was very anxious. She thought that her sons might be killed by the wrath of the Brahmanas. The Lord doesn't appear when the Brahmanas become angry at someone, because the wrath of Brahmana is sufficient in itself. He certainly appears, however, when his devotee simply becomes angry, becomes sorry. The devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and he never bothers him by asking for protection. Rather, the Lord is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Anyabhilasha sunyam. He will not ask for his suffering also. Prabhupada is writing. Then why Draupadi was asking protection? Then Draupadi is pure devotee or not? If someone asks for their protection, is it pure devotion or not? If you desire for his protection, is it pure devotion? No. Ah. That's a good answer actually. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, actually, devotees, they don't have desire for their protection also. They always desire only the pleasure of the Lord, irrespective of their state. And हम जो भी हो जाए हमारे लिए, लेकिन हम भगवान का खुशी देखना चाहते हैं, वही करूँगा. इसी का इनका भावना. ऐसा नहीं कि मेरा प्रोटेक्शन के लिए भगवान बार बार आ जाए, ऐसा उनका कोई इच्छा नहीं रहती. So like that he will not be having any desire. But sometimes you can see devotees might be asking like this in the case of Draupadi. So that is not breaking anyabhilashita. That means desirelessness is not broken. Somehow or other, one time, two times, even they get desire, that is not breaking the desirelessness. But that means she is not having the constant behavior of asking something from the Lord other than pleasing of the Lord. If you desire anything other than pleasing the Lord, it is breaking the anyabhilasha sunyam or not. So, if asking some protection for himself is also against to that or not? Yes, it is also against actually, truly speaking. It's against to that. Against to what? Anyabhilasha sunyam. So that's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then he is reconciling here. Anyabhilasha sunyam he didn't write. Vishwanath Srila Rupa Goswami. That means free from all the desires, it is not written. Anyabhilashita sunyam he wrote. That means desirelessness is important. That means he has desirelessness, but somehow or other, sometime, maybe if you get one desire also, this is not going to break the desirelessness. Okay, it's good? So, like that. So, here Prabhupada is writing, a devotee of the Lord never prays to the Lord to appear for the sake of the troubles the miscreants cause for him, and never bothers him by asking for protection. This is a pure devotee. Never bothers him. अरे मेरा रक्षा के लिए उनको क्यों मैं बॉदर करूं, उनको क्यों अभी परेशानी करूं, चलो हमको आने दीजिए, हम सेवा करते रहेंगे, उनका नाम लेते रहेंगे, उनका श्रवण करते रहेंगे, नाम ये करते रहूंगा, बस उनका खुशी देते रहूंगा, लेकिन मेरा तो कुछ भी हो जाए. यही ना प्रेम होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि माने शुद्ध प्रेम, कोई भी अपेक्षा नहीं, नो रिटर्न. लेकिन भगवान योगक्षेम वहामि हम, he is, then the love will be intensified. If you are asking for your protection and you are always using him, उसमें लव का कमीपन है ना. आप कुछ मांगेंगे नहीं, वो खुद आके करेंगे तो कैसा आता है, इसमें कैसा लगेगा, ये मजा आता है या नहीं. आप पूरा की पूरा उनको ही खुशी देना चाहते हैं और आपको जो चाहिए वो भी कुछ नहीं मांगेंगे, तो लेकिन वो आके करेंगे तो उनको भी लगता है एक्चुअली. ऐसा नहीं कि आप कुछ चाहिए सब कुछ मांग रहे हैं और सब कर रहे हैं, तो एक बिजनेस टाइप चलेगा. ये मजा नहीं आता है, ये शुद्ध भक्ति नहीं. सो हमको कुछ भी हो जाए, हम भगवान से कुछ नहीं मांगे, वो नहीं देख रहे हैं क्या, वो तो देखेंगे सब. ऐसा विश्वास से जो करेगा ना वो शुद्ध हो जाती है, इसीलिए अन्याभिलाषा शून्य। बट सम डिवोटीज केसेस में हम लोग देख रहे हैं द्रौपदी के जैसा, उससे अन्याभिलाषा शून्यम सेटिस्फाइड ही है। यदि अन्याभिलाषा शून्यम बोलते तो तब समस्या आ जाता, देन द्रौपदी का प्योर डिवोशन हट जाते थे, डेंजर हो जाते तब नहीं। और आचार्य आर वेरी एक्सपर्ट दैट वन श्लोका अन्याभिलाषा शून्यम ज्ञान कर्म धनावृतम आनुकूल्यन कृष्णानुशीलनम, if you understand this very thoroughly, it's really is a turning point for our devotional life. It's very lot of meaning is there. Isna Chakur Thakur and also Srila Jiva Goswami Pa, he is writing a lot of commentary. If you have some time, so kindly see that. Rather, the Lord is anxious to give protection to the devotees. Lord is anxious to give protection to his devotees. Diti knew well that इतना तो भरोसा नहीं है कि हम लोगों को भगवान देख रहे हैं, वो चाहते तो करेंगे करके, इतना तो भरोसा रहेगा ना, श्रद्धा तो रहेगा ना, विश्वास तो, इसलिए मांगते नहीं। Diti knew well that the killing of her sons by the Lord would also be his mercy, and therefore she says that the wheel and arms of the Lord are magnanimous. If someone is killed by the wheel of the Lord Sudarshan and is thus fortunate enough to see the arms of the Lord, that is sufficient for his liberation. Such a good fortune is not achieved even by the great sages. Next. Na brahmadanda dagdasya na bhuta bayadasya cha narakaschanu gruhnanti yam yam yonimasau gataha. A person who is condemned by a Brahmana or is always fearful to other living entities is not favored either by those who are already in hell or by those in the species in which he is born. ब्राह्मण का कर्ज मिल जाए तो क्या होगा, तो जरूर नरक जाएगा, लेकिन भगवान खत्म किया जाए तो अच्छा है, लिबरेशन आ जाएगा। कश्यप उवाचा कृतशोकानुतापेन सद्यः प्रत्यवमर्शनात् भगवत्युरुमानाच्च भवे मय्यपि चादरात् पुत्रस्यैव च पुत्राणां भवितैकः सतां मतः गास्यन्ति यद्यशः शुद्धं भगवद्यशसा समम्. The learned Kashyapa said, because of your lamentation, patience and proper deliberation, and also because of your unflinching faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead and your adoration for Lord Shiva and me, one of the sons, Prahlada, of your son, Hiranyakashipu, will be an approved devotee of the Lord, and his fame will be broadcast equally with that of the Personality of Godhead. एक आशा किरण आ रहे हैं, प्रहलाद। योगैर्हेमेव दुर्वर्णम् वह निर्वैरादिभिरात्मा अनुवर्तितुम. In order to follow in his footsteps, saintly persons will try to emulate his character by practicing freedom from animosity, just as the purifying process rectifies gold of inferior quality. So like gold will be purified by fire, the same way. So by following the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, people will be purified. Yoga practice, the process of purifying one's existential identity, is based mainly on self-control. Without self-control, one cannot practice freedom from animosity. In the conditional state, every living being is envious of another living being. But in the liberated state, there is an absence of animosity. Prahlad Maharaj was tortured by his father in so many ways, yet after the death of his father, he prayed for his father's liberation by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He didn't ask any benediction that he might have asked, but he prayed that his atheistic father might be liberated. He never cursed any of the persons who engaged in torturing him at the instigation of his father. So that is here we are hearing the different qualities of the Prahlad Maharaj, we can see in further. Yat prasadayidam vishwam prasidati yadatmakam swadrug bhagavan yasya toshyate nanyaya drisha. Everyone will be pleased with him because the personality of Godhead, the supreme controller of the universe, is always satisfied with a devotee who doesn't wish for anything beyond him. The supreme personality of Godhead is situated everywhere as the super soul, and he can dictate to anyone and everyone as he likes. That would be grandson of Diti, who was predicted to be great. A great devotee would be liked by everyone, even by the enemies of his father, like Indra. Indra also liking him because of his good qualities. Because of his bhakti, all the yasyasti bhaktir bhagavate kainchanaha. So because of bhakti, all the good qualities is getting. Even the enemies also being attracted by him. So because he would have no other vision besides the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A pure devotee of the Lord sees the presence of his worshipable Lord everywhere. The Lord reciprocates in such a way that all living entities in whom the Lord is dwelling as super soul also like a pure devotee. So according to the Bhakti Sandarbha, we see Prahlad Maharaj comes under which devotee category? Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama, which category? Madhyama. Yes. Why? Compassionate only. That means he was, whoever is there in his mind, at that time he was asking Lord Narsingha in the prayers. So all this should be delivered actually. That means he is Ishvara Tadadina Balishu Dishassu Prema Maitri Krupa Upeksha. He has Prema in Lord, he has lot of Maitri in the devotees like Narada and others, affection, and he is having the lot of compassion for the living entities, and he is upeksha towards his demonic father. So in this way, you can see the qualities of the Madhyama Bhakta in Prahlad Maharaj. In this stage actually, when whatever the description you see, maybe after that he became by sadhana uttama. So but as per that situation which we see, he is explained as Madhyama Bhakta. Savai Mahabhagavato Mahatma Mahanubhavo Mahatam Mahishtaha Pravruddha Bhaktya Hyanubhavitashaye Niveshya Vaikuntamimam Vihasyati. The topmost devotee of the Lord will have expanded intelligence and expanded influence and will be the greatest of the great souls. Due to mature devotional service, he will certainly be situated in transcendental ecstasy and will enter the spiritual sky after quitting this material world. There are three categories of transcendental development in devotional service which are technically called Sthayi Bhava, Anubhava and so Vibhava, Anubhava, Sthayi Bhava and Sanchari Bhava. These are the different components. When one comes to the stage of the Rati, that means Bhava stage, then these are getting developed. Sthayi Bhava means, so Rati is also known as Sthayi Bhava. So if you want to make some juice, you will be adding the different flavors to make it water, and also you need sugar, you need different flavors, and so that the juice will be nice. Similarly, to make the Bhakti Rasa, we need to have all these Sthayi Bhava, Vibhava, Anubhava, Sanchari Bhava. And in the different mellows, to make the Madhuri Rasa, what kind of Sthayi, what kind of Anubhava, what kind of Vibhava, what kind of Sanchari Bhava is needed. And similarly for the Vatsalya Rasa, to make that, what kind of Anubhava, Vibhava is needed. So these are being explained in detail as per the Srimad Bhagavata in Preeti Sandarbha. So that means whatever the Rasa, Bhava one develop, that should be the approved. That means if he wants to get the Madhuri Rasa, and he cannot dress like motherly gopi, in the bhava stage they will be doing the raganu bhakti. That means that raganu bhakti started maturing it as a ragatmika bhakti at that time. So they will be serving the Lord as the some, so they will be having some kind of swarupa. With that swarupa they will be serving. In that swarupa decoration, So to get the uh, to make Madhuri Rasa, she should dress like a attracting girl, not like a motherly. Like that. Like in the case of the Dasya Rasa and the Sakya Rasa. So Dasya Rasas, like these are all called as Vibhavas and Anubhavas. So, and by how Vibhava should be, that means bodily features, how it should be, dressing out, it should be, external and internal, how it should be. These are known as Anubhavas and Vibhavas. And after that, Sthai Bhava, what kind of Sthai Bhava, and appropriately Anubhava Vibhava. And then finally, that will make the Rasa. This is science is being explained, like in the case of so making movies also. So how they decorate the heroine, how they decorate the mother, how they decorate so friend, how they decorate the joker, है ना? तो अलग अलग है ना? Like that only this is also to make the rasa. These all science is being explained in Preet Sandarbha and also Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. आगे पढ़ना है ये, ठीक है? कंटिन्यू, दृढ़ श्रद्धा पहले बना दिया जाए, तब प्योर डिवोशन में जाएंगे. Continual perfect love of Godhead is called Sthai Bhava, and when it is performed in a particular type of transcendental relationship, it is called Anubhava. But the stage of Mahabhava is visible among its the personal feature, pleasure potential energies of the Lord. It is understood that the grandson of Diti, namely Prahlad Maharaj, would constantly meditate on the Lord and reiterate his activities. Because he would constantly remain in meditation, he would easily transfer himself to the spiritual world after quitting his material body. Next. Alampata Shiladharo Gunakaro Hrishta Paradhyarya Vyatito Dukhiteshu Abhuta Shatrur Jagata Shokarta Naidadigham Tapamidvodu Raja. He will be a virtuously qualified reservoir of all good qualities. He will be joyfully and happy in others' happiness, distressed in others' distress, and will have no enemies. He will be a destroyer of the lamentation of all the universes, like the pleasant moon after summer sun. This is the quality of Prahlad Maharaj. He is distressful, unhappy in the others' unhappiness, in the others' distress, and he is happy in others' happiness. Prahlad, the extremely devotee of the, exemplary devotee of the Lord, had all the good qualities humanly possible. Although he was the emperor of this world, he was not profligate. Beginning from his childhood, he was the reservoir of all good qualities, because he got the bhava stage actually, directly by the mercy of Narada Muni. Bhava can be achieved in two ways. One is through sadhana, another through krupa actually. So he got the krupa, either krupa from Lord or other than krupa from devotees. So can Lord give krupa directly to some jiva and make the bhava bhakta? Is it possible or not? Yes? No? My God. Huh? Huh? Like this. Neither up or neither down. Like. Yes, Prabhu. Possible. I am asking question. To a jivatma which is tiromukhi, that means which is aversion, having aversion from the beginningless. So such a jivatma, directly Lord can give mercy and make bhava bhakta? No. It's not. Bhava bhakti can come through the sadhana, that is one category. That means they do Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. Through that they get the bhava. So that means Vaidhi sadhana bhakti utta bhava. Another is the Raganu sadhana bhakti they do, and from that bhava they get. Another is the krupa. Krupa is also two types, either by Lord or by the krupa from Vaishnava. So in this case, I am asking, who is going to get that krupa? Krupa siddhas we say, Anyone can get Krupa? No. Actually, here also we should take that. Who got the Mahat Kripa first? They only get the Bhagavad Kripa and become the Kripa Siddha Bhakta. Understood? So directly, so for to a Jivatma, which is conditioned, not having any Kripa by the Vaishnava initially, so that Jivatma can be given directly Kripa by the Lord? No, it's impossible. That's not valid. Ati Bhagyanam. Srila Vishwanath, sorry, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, it comes very important point actually. Sometimes we take, like by the Lord's mercy, I became devotee. By the mercy of Lord, I became devotee. By Lord's mercy, you became devotee. Anyone can become devotee? No. By pure devotee. Some they say Kripa Siddha. By the Lord's mercy, you became Kripa Siddha. But before that, there is devotee's Kripa. Without devotee's Kripa, no. There is no possibility of. So even one cannot become the Kripa Siddha also. This is a foundation. This foundational or axiomatic axioms, devotional axioms. मेरा laptop. साधनाभिनिवेशेन कृष्ण तद्भक्तयोः तथा प्रसादेन अति धन्यानाम. Because of sadhana, bhava bhakti comes. Bhava dveda avijayate. Bhava appears in two ways. One is sadhana. Another is Krishna tad bhaktayoho prasadena. किसके लिए? अति धन्यानाम. अति धन्य भक्तों के लिए यदि कृष्ण और उनका भक्तों की प्रसाद से भी भाव उत्पन्न होता है, नहीं तो साधन से भी उत्पन्न होता है. अति धन्यानाम माने क्या बोलते हैं इधर? अति धन्यानाम मीन्स Ati Dhanyanam is equal to what? Prathamika Mahat Sangajata Mahabhagyanam. Prathamika means begin. Initially, जिसको महासंग से भाग्य उदय हो गया, ऐसा लोगों के लिए ही ये कृष्ण नहीं तो भक्तों का कृपा मिलकर बिना साधना का कृपा सिद्ध हो गया. और दूसरा साधन करके, वो साधन करने वाला दो प्रकार का है. वैदी रागानुगा मार्ग भेदेन प्रकीर्तितः द्विविधः. सो साधक दो प्रकार. वैदी से भाव, रागानु से भाव. So without lords, that without devotee, that means this Jivatma in this material world is delivered to the, became devotee means that is because of initially beginning Kripa is devotee's Kripa only. That's why they are very important. Devotees are very, very important. Huh? Potent. Important. Not important. Offense this is. Next. Last sloka. 4 minutes are we are having. Prabhu, 145, na? We are in the... We are in track actually today. Next half we will be finishing in next 2 hours. Next chapter, at least 25 slokas. We will be in the safe journey. Antarbahishchamalabjanetram sapurushechanugrihita rupam pautrastava srilalanalalam drashta spurat kundala manditananam. Your grandson will be able to see inside and outside the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose wife is the beautiful goddess of fortune. The Lord can assume the form desired by the devotees, and his face is always beautiful, decorated with earrings. So this Prahlad Maharaj, from the childhood, he got the mercy of Narad Muni, and he became Bhava Bhakta, and so he is like a Kripa Siddha. And he was having all the good qualities, and that's why everyone was attracted. Even he was not having any kind of aversion for his father also. So From this, what you are understanding? Madhyamadhikari stage from where to where? From this Sadhu Sangha to, that means after Drashraddha, from there to Bhava is Madhyama only. Various levels of that. And when he reached the Prema and seeing his Ishta Devata, that means the Ishta form of the Lord in every Anakana and everywhere, then that is Uttama Bhakti stage. That's Uttama Adhikari stage. Not okay. This is a pure devotion. Definitely this whole area is pure devotion only. Where is that? हमारा diagram कहाँ चलेगा? What I am saying, by Madhyama Bhakta's mercy, people who didn't have strong Shraddha, Dhrudha Shraddha, so by that mercy only they will enter into this. After entering, that means they, whoever here are there, Mishra Bhakti, that means weak Shraddha, they are Kanishtas only. Because of weak Shraddha. So, but when they get mercy of Madhyama, and when they reach to the pure devotional platform, now they are doing pure devotion, but still they have anarthas. But we are seeing Prahlad Maharaj Bhava. So, but he is also, how is consciousness? Ishvara Tadadineshu Balisheshu Prema Maitri Krupopeksha is there or not? And also we are seeing he is a Bhava also or not? From the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Is example for that. So that means Madhyama stage, from where to where it is going? From here to Bhava it is going. But when come to the Prema, so the condition, that means Sarva Bhuteshu, then the every living entity seeing the Ishtadeva. Yes, that will come in Prema stage. Here. Satsang. After Shraddha. After Shraddha, Satsanga. Shraddha is not part of the devotion. Shraddha is not part of, it's not Anga of the devotion. Shraddha is just a qualification of performer. Okay. Ado means so association of devotees and getting their association and serving them, developing the Dhrudha Shraddha. So then after that, Sadhu Sangha to do bhajan. So there are two Sadhu Sanghas. This is one Sadhu Sangha, Ado. This is associating Vaishnavas. And after that, Dhrudha Shraddha, he is doing the Sadhu Sangha for bhajan. For practicing bhajan. Bhajan Sadhu Sangha, that is. Okay. It is predicted herewith that the grandson of Diti, Prahlad Maharaj, would not only see the personality of Godhead within himself by meditation, but would also be able to see him personally with his eyes. This direct vision is possible only for one who is highly elevated in Krishna consciousness. For the Lord is not possible to see with material eyes. The Supreme Personality of Godhead has multifarious eternal forms such as Krishna, Baladeva, Sankarshna, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Vasudeva, Narayana, Rama, Nrsimha, Varaha and Vamana. And the devotee of the Lord knows all those Vishnu forms. A pure devotee becomes attached to one of the eternal forms of the Lord, and everywhere he will see that only. The pure devotee of the Rama will be seeing the Rama only, and pure devotee of Krishna will be seeing Krishna everywhere. And like that. But that means everywhere Krishna is there, but this devotee, as per his bhakti intensity, he will be seeing that's a peacock feather is there. And as per the tilting of the angle, if you tilt it, then based upon that, you will see the colors. Similarly, the amount of bhakti he has, that is the angle you can take. So he is seeing in that Krishna, that means actually he is seeing only that Rama only. He is not seeing Rama in Krishna, because he have no idea of the seeing of Krishna here. Only Rama he sees. So a devotee doesn't imagine something whimsically. And also it's not a whimsical imagination. It's really, he's seeing, practically he's seeing that. What is that sloka number? Oh, it's 2 minutes extra. Eleventh canto, sloka number. I'll give you extra later. 11th canto about these devotees. Where it comes. सर्वभूतेषु यः पश्येत् भगवद् भावम् आत्मनः भूतानि भगवती आत्मनि एषा भागवतोत्तमः. Sarvabhutesh yah pashyet bhagavad bhavam. What is the meaning of here bhagavad bhavam? So the form he desires, that means ishta form, that he will see everywhere. This is the uttama. That means he is the highest consciousness. This division is based upon consciousness. This division also we can divide the devotees based upon type of sadhana they do. Uttama, Madhyama, Kanishta will be divided based upon type of sadhana. If they do pure devotion, karma mishra bhakti, and like that. So based upon that also devotees are divided into types. So we have to understand that division of the devotees, Uttama, Madhyama, Kanishta, is not in one way. Many ways it is done. So that's why if you ask anyone, if anyone say Uttama Adhikari or Uttama Bhakti, if he says, you should ask on what factor you are saying. Based upon Shraddha also Uttama Madhyama Kanishta. Based upon the type of sadhana also Uttama Madhyama Kanishta. Based upon the consciousness also Uttama Madhyama Kanishta. But all are equal? No. Someone like means, according to the, in a school, someone is first in mathematics and second, third. Someone is first in sports. So can you say both are same? No, same here also. Last sloka. Maitre uvacha srutva bhagavatam pautram amodata ditir vrusham putrayoscha vadam krishna viditvasit mahamanaha. Viditvasit mahamanaha. The sage Maitreya said, hearing that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her sons would be killed by Krishna, Diti was highly pleased in mind. So, purport, Diti was very aggrieved to learn that because of her untimely pregnancy, her sons would be demons and would fight with the Lord. But when she heard that her grandson would be a great devotee and that her two sons would be killed by the Lord, she was very satisfied. Okay. Thus end the Bhakti and the purports of third canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Pregnancy of Diti in the Evening. Okay, will evening study, description of the kingdom of God. Yeah. So 150, we'll meet back at 250. 250? No, 45 minutes, na? 245, okay. 245 we'll meet. Yes, Prabhu. Questions, yes. He is? How he acts? He is not fully devotee, pure devotee. Yeah.
Here Kashyapa is able to foresee the future.
Yes. Because of his yogic powers.
But when the time came for intercourse, he is affected by
Sex. Sex is so powerful.
he paid obeisance to fate also.
Yes. Because that's why even great yogis, rishis also, they fell down, like Vishwamitra. Powerful that is. It will wash away everything. बाढ़ की जैसा आएगा वो.
So it was already destined, that's why it happened.
Huh?
It was already destined, that's why Didi is got that urgency like that.
No, distant by whom actually? They have their own choice.
So they are supposed to come down.
Ah. Why only these?
Odd time, somebody does sex.
Yes, they will get bad children.
Ghostly souls enter.
Yes.
Generally, we hear that souls come from the upper planets, and by accidents they came.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. This is also possible like this. So Lord Shiva, so by seeing this means these people, they are doing the, because all these souls also, whoever that means, to take birth, they will be in the grains. So like that, some demonic souls also, who are the ghost, so they are also given the provision that to be in the grains and in the blood of this Kashyapa. That is a method, Prabhu. That is the one of the method. So स्वर्ग जाएगा, स्वर्ग से उधर से पुण्य खत्म हो गया तो उधर से गिरेगा, बादलों से नीचे आएगा, वो पानी से पौधों में जाएगा, पौधा से अन्न में जाएगा, अन्न से खून में जाएगा, खून से वीर्य में जाएगा, वीर्य से निकल के आएगा. ऐसे कितना है, तो हजारों करोड़ों सोर्स है ना. हमारा शरीर में कितना सोर्स रहा हो सकता है. हमारा शरीर में खून में भी करोड़ों सोर्स रहते हैं. उसमें जो डिमोनिक है वो निकल के आएगा, वो चांस पाएगा. From the beginning. Otherwise, that will not grow. Embryo will not grow. Living symptoms will not be there. Dead matter, that is.